Welcome to the Slasher Report, and today we got even more news to go over with Halloween the game, and this time it is more details with the shape jump ability for Michael Myers. Today they have posted a tweet regarding the details and the link to their website and an article that they posted, and we're going to go over that right now. Alright, now let's dive into the official article on their website in regards to the shape jump ability. This is really exciting. Let's go. Embracing the darkness, the team sheds more light on Michael's unpredictable shape jump ability. In Halloween, Michael Myers is a relentless, unstoppable force of evil who always manages to stay one step ahead of his victims. Michael Myers could be around any corner, behind any door, or emerge from any shadow. That feeds into the tension of the original film and delivers ample, unforgettable scares. Translating that nightmarish mobility into a tangible mechanic for players to leverage was one of the most exciting challenges for the team in developing the game Halloween, and with Shape Jump, fans can finally experience that power firsthand. When the team began constructing the blueprints for Michael's moveset in game, they knew the importance of providing players with the ability to move just like Michael does in the film, being anywhere and everywhere. With the contrast of light and darkness playing such a critical role in the tone of the 1978 classic, it seemed more than appropriate to leverage those same fundamentals into the core design of Shape Jump. Jared, the CCO at Elphonics, shares about creating Shape Jump for the game. Quote, Michael is known for showing up and scaring the hell out of you. It's truly a John Carpenter Halloween element in the film, and I wanted to capture it in game. I feel the aha moment came when he actually played with Shape Jump in the game, and it was not just a design theory we had on paper, it worked, and it worked well. Michael's Shape Jump ability allows players to embrace the darkness and move around the environments of Haddonfield unseen. In addition to the stalk mechanic, which rewards Michael for fixating on his victims, the camouflage of Shape Jump presents endless opportunities for players to track the movements of townsfolk while keeping them completely unaware of his presence. In many ways, this empowers players to control the tension within the game and deliver optimal jump scare moments. To give our heroes a chance of surviving Halloween night, the capabilities offered by Shape Jump do have their limitations. Michael cannot enter or exit Shape Jump in direct light or in a civilian's line of sight. This means players will need to strategically plan their attacks before rushing into an encounter with the citizens of Haddonfield. However, this also enables Michael to appear in essentially any dark area that exists outside of another player's field of view. So, when the team tells you to watch your back or the boogeyman will get you, they mean it. Okay, that's extremely cool. This is a pretty big deal. We just got more details of the Michael Myers ability, Shape Jump. And there's a lot to go over with this actually, and we're going to go over it together now. Before we do, I want to share with you the clip that they posted on Twitter, which is the actual sound and music cue when you're walking as Michael Myers and then you switch to the Shape Jump ability. Let's check it out. Okay, that's another cool feature right there, is that when we go into the Shape Jump feature, the ability, we get the iconic, I guess the Michael Myers stalking music from the movie. That's extremely cool. So it's not just a quiet, silent atmosphere around you when you're in this Shape Jump. You actually get the boogeyman music behind it, and that's a really cool feature right there. Now, let's talk about the Shape Jump ability and the stalk mechanic. So those are two different mechanics that we have for Michael Myers, and they talked about just briefly in the article. That said, in addition to the stalk mechanic, which rewards Michael for fixating on his victims, the camouflage of Shape Jump presents this ability that we're seeing in front of us. Now, it makes me wonder about the stalk mechanic, right? Because we talked about that in the previous video. Is what's the purpose of stalking these victims? You know, the townsfolk of the NPCs of Haddonfield. We don't know exactly yet. From what we've seen in the trailer, it hasn't been in detail or given to us in detail in the any articles yet. But I would assume that for the shape jump ability, it might tie in with this stalk mechanic, where you're stalking the NPCs, and there might be a meter that would fill up, and once that meter's filled up all the way, you get to use the ability to shape jump. I don't think it's something that you could just do on the fly, because what other purpose besides potentially having a one-hit kill mechanic for stalking? Once you stalk your victims, you gain this meter to fill it up, and then potentially have a one-hit kill mechanic. That could be a feature as well. But now that we have more details on the shape jump ability and its limitations and features, I would put my money on that the stalking mechanic is meant for the shape jump ability. Now, I could be wrong, because then again, they did, if they went into detail about the shape jump in this article, I think they would have mentioned that the stalk mechanic implements that going into the shape jump ability. That's something to really consider. That could play either way with the stalk mechanic. Honestly, it would make sense for it to tie into the shape jump, but it could be something completely different. It could be the one hit wonder. We'll have to find out. We have to wait and find out. But yeah, to see here with the shape jump is that it does have its limitations, right? So Michael cannot enter or exit shape jump in direct light or in front of civilians' line of sight, as we see in some of the footages here. So that means that the players will need to work together to plan their attacks before rushing into an encounter with the citizens of Haddonfield. So you, as Michael Myers, you have to strategize. You got to play like Hitman, like the Hitman games, and you got to, maneuver around unseen and plan your attacks, because you can't pop up in front of them. You can't run or anything like that. Michael Myers is very slow moving. It's not like Jason Voorhees in the Friday the 13th games, which is something else to consider. But once you're in shape jump, it doesn't sound like there's a time limit, that you get to be in this and you get to just move around, and you get to just willingly move around and be anywhere in the areas that is not within direct light. Keep in mind. So if you are currently in shape jump phase, right? You're in this boogeyman shape jump phase. You're in the shadows. You can't go inside the houses where the players will be, right? You can't be around street lights. You have to be in dark areas where it kind of plays out like in the movies, where Michael Myers could be in the shadows and he could just pop up right behind you. And something else to point out here, the lighting mechanics for survivors, right? For the players that play the heroes of Haddonfield, can you turn on and turn off lights in the houses to prevent Michael Myers from going inside the house in the shape jump ability? I would assume so, because I remember in Friday the 13th game, the lighting was a pretty big deal. It was a pretty big mechanic in that game, where I don't remember if you could actually turn on the lights or not as a camp counselor in that game. But I know that some cabins had the lights on and some cabins didn't, and he had a flashlight. And I know that with Jason, you had the ability to take out the breaker to the areas of the cabin to take out the lights. So I think Michael might do the same thing, because he has done that before in several of the Halloween movies, where he takes out the power to the house. So that might be a mechanic right there. But let me know what y'all think on this and the new details that we have for shape jump. Is this something that you agree with? Do you think that this is a big W with the new mechanic, where it only allows you to shape jump when you're in the shadows and away from the light, that you cannot enter or exit shape jump when you're in direct light or in front of a civilian's line of sight? In civilian, I would assume to see the NPCs and the player. So I think it's a big W, because that was something that we were kind of worried about for the combat gameplay mechanics, where, like with Jason Voorhees and Friday 13th, you could just literally shapeshift right in front of the player and just grab them, just like that. And that's not the case with this. There's actually some limitations now where you're safe in the light, but you're not safe in the dark. That's pretty cool. I like that. But yeah, let me know what y'all think on that. And this actually kind of answers the whole bully squad that we were kind of talking about and being worried for, where you're in direct light, in person, in the flesh as Michael Myers, and you got the group of survivors gaining up on you and beating you down with the bat, knocking them down, so that it could give you time to escape or whatever it could be. It seems like you have this ability to stay in the shape jump, so that to prevent you from having this situation where you get knocked over by these group of survivors, you get to stay in the shadows, you get to disappear and stay away from from harm's way as Michael Myers. So there's definitely some big pros and cons to that, and I don't think there would ever be an opportunity or chance to be bullied in the way that we would potentially see with how it was shown through the gameplay trailer. But that's about it, and that is a shape jump mechanic that we have for Michael Myers in detail from their website. Let me know what y'all think. Leave a comment down below on your thoughts, and don't forget to slash a like. And if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button. We cover all things horror, including all updates to the Halloween the game, as it's coming out next year, September 8th, 2026. And until next time,
keep your doors locked and leave the lights on. This is the Slasher Report, and I bid you farewell.